Greetings, Earthlings! I'm back. Welcome to my super unexpected New York trip travel blog. Vlog. I'm trying to say vlog and I said vlog. Okay, here I am in my cozy little hotel room. As you can see, it's pretty lit. And so I just thought I would come on and I would make a video like I try to do once a week or once every few weeks or whatever, and talk about how the trip was, which was, I'm not gonna lie, it could have been worse. It definitely, I mean, the car could have broken down, my legs could have fallen off, I could have run out of pistachios. Oh wait, that happened. So, I mean, it could have been worse, but it could have been a lot better. We were in the car the entire day yesterday. A lot of you probably already heard some of this or saw some of this because of my Snapchat story and whatever. If you're following me there, Instagram, you might have seen some stuff. So it won't be new information, but you still get to listen to my beautiful dulcet tones of... Have I already used that joke? It's probably getting old, it's such a lot. Okay, anyway. So we started out, it was cloudy at home and it was really ugly, and I didn't want to get up because I had slept really bad because it's a long story, but I literally just found out at like 11 o'clock on Sunday that we were coming here, and I was just like, okay, I pack all my stuff after driving the car for hours and hours and hours, and I'm just a really anxious person. And I don't know, I love trips, I do love trips and traveling and hotels, but it was sprung on me a little too suddenly and I was super anxious. Anyway, so I was just like reading some junky Washington Post article or something in bed, and my mom was just like, get up, go pack, we're leaving at 9:30, and my sister wanted to leave at 9 because it was it's her boyfriend that we came to visit, and she was extremely keen that we should get there so that she can have the maximum amount of time with him, because originally we were going to leave this afternoon. We were going to just be here for last night and part of today, and then we were gonna go home, but the driving was so tedious for all of us that we decided to stay one more night in the hotel, which is tonight. So got a chance to try out that pool instead of driving back today, which I was seriously dreading. Anyway, it was pretty uneventful through most of New Hampshire. I hate New Hampshire, it's ugly, I'm sorry. People are just like, New Hampshire's a pretty state, yeah, to vacation and not to live in. It's just trees and trees and trees and trees and trees and trees. And I'm the same person that stresses out when they start chopping down trees in the neighborhood, so. It's like, if it's a tree that's been there forever, I want to keep it. But if it's 1,000 trees on the side of a highway, no thank you, Sammy. And I don't know anybody named Sammy, I don't know why I said that. I literally got 2 hours of sleep last night, but that's jumping the gun. Anyway, so we got to Vermont, finally. My sister and I made a lot of socialism jokes, we made a lot of Bernie Sanders jokes and such, and when we got to the first gas station stop in Vermont, there was a man with the communist flag on his, or like the old like Soviet Union type communist flag on his shirt, and we were just like, we thought we were joking, but we weren't. So then I got out to go to the bathroom, and I was pretty shaky because I was having like an anxiety attack, and I had been sitting for like 2 hours at that point, and so my, you kind of get your sea legs on when you're in the car for that long, and so I kind of just wobbled my way into the bathroom, and then some woman just kept knocking on the ladies' room when I was in there. Like, she knocked twice, and the first time I thought to say something, but then I didn't. And actually I wanted to say occupied, but the first word that came to my mind was occupado, which might be occupied in Spanish. I haven't looked it up, and I don't even speak Spanish, even if it is. It could have been occupied in Pig Latin or something. It's not quite Pig Latin, but I don't want to try and translate, figure out what occupied in Pig Latin would be. I don't know, whatever. Anyway, so the second time she knocked, it came out, and I said, occupado! She went away, but then when I opened the door, she looked at me from down the other end, and I think she worked there, and she said, wow, you sound extremely happy. And I was thinking, quite the opposite, actually, ma'am. And it became quite the opposite, because once we got to Wilmington, there was like a parade for Memorial Day or something, and the traffic was so, like, I think that added 20 minutes to the trip, which did not need 20 minutes added to it, trust me. And so we went and just sat and passed some really weird historical stuff. Like, it had like some of the buildings had flood lines with dates on them. Thought that was kind of cool. I posted that on Snapchat. And finally we got out of Wilmington, and then it was smooth sailing for a long time. We finished like most of the directions, and then the final leg of the trip was on this throughway in rural New York that was, we had to stay on it for over 3 hours. And we didn't stop at a lot of rest stops after we started going. And I'm telling you, by the time we got to the middle of the first hour on that throughway, I was just making suicide jokes, and I was just like, time to end my life. It is time to end me. I was so anxious, and I was getting car sick, and it was like, I was just like, this is it. This is how I die, from being cramped in a car for many hours, hurling down a throughway. Of course, my sister was perfectly happy. She was texting him. She was like, oh, we're coming. We're closer. Like, young love. I hate it. Chop down their Eiffel Tower. Anyway. Clearly, I haven't got my sourness out from yesterday yet. Maybe if I get a night's sleep tonight. So, anyway, we finally made it off the throughway, which 2.5 hours of which we were stuck behind the same Wegmans truck. I tell you, I'm never going to shop at Wegmans in my life. If even I ever get the chance to be near one, I will not, because I hate that place now. It reminds me of the horrors of my existence. This is all such first world problems. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so then we get to the hotel, and first world problems galore. I am like an hour and a half overdue to snap my streaks because it took us so long in the car, and I'm just like, okay, gotta connect to the Wi-Fi, snap my streaks before we go over to his house. And I could not. I literally could not connect to the Wi-Fi. The women at the front desk had no idea what the heck was going on with my phone. It would not connect to the Wi-Fi here, and I was starting to panic. I was like, I don't want to lose my streaks for this. What the heck? And my sister was just like, you're being ridiculous. We need to go over to his house now. He's antsy. And I was just like, well, he could just be antsy. This is important to me. I don't know. I think I had lost all sense of propriety at that point because I was so tired, and I was so just stressed out and exhausted, and I just needed one thing to just be normal in that horrible day. And I was just like, if Wi-Fi is not working, I will throw myself off the balcony at the top of this hotel. Do not even test me. I should go up and see if that balcony is open to the public. I know there's a laundry up there, but I think that's for like the penthouse or something. I don't know. So we had to go to his house anyway, and the first thing I got out of that car, and his mom was out front because they were having a party and we were supposed to like meet his mom. I was just like, ma'am, can I have your Wi-Fi password, please? That is just about the first thing I said to this boy's mother. And when he and my sister finally tie the knot, it will go down in history that is the first thing that I said to her. It'll be remembered at their wedding. Stories will be told and be passed down through the generations until Wi-Fi's not even a thing anymore. Like, your great Auntie Rose, she was an idiot. She only cared about Wi-Fi. Oh God, my voice sounds so bad when I do that. Okay. So things sailed a lot smoother after that, until it was time for me to go to sleep, and I could not. And I spent a lot of the night just laying there listening to the air conditioner, which you probably are all listening to now. I don't know if you can hear it. It's over there. And listening to Ear Biscuits on YouTube, because like a lot of times if I listen to that at night with my eyes closed, then I fall asleep on it. And I thought, well, this will make me fall asleep. It'll trick me into falling asleep, because when I want to listen to this podcast, I fall asleep. And not that it's boring, but I don't know, it's just like it's soporific maybe, I don't know, but it didn't work. I kind of fell asleep during one of them, but then somebody, and I don't care that they are a member of my own family, I hope that their future children have buck teeth and rat tails. I do, because I woke up in a boiling sweat with my heart pounding because the thermostat in the room had been turned up to 88 degrees at 1 this morning. Add that to the guy who was thumping downstairs, and I was just like, this is it. My life is over. I'm gonna die here. This is how I'm gonna die. I'm gonna boil to death, or I'm gonna die of not being able to sleep. And I think I slept a tiny little bit between like 4 a.m. and then, no, not 4 a.m. It was 5 a.m. And then my mom had an alarm clock that went off at 6. I never felt so defeated as when that alarm clock went off, because I had finally started sleeping. And then I couldn't go back to sleep after that because they were all turning lights on, and Sarah, oh my God, she was like eating breakfast. She was ready long before he was ready for her to come over this morning, and she was just sitting there like, when can I come over? Like, I know this isn't supposed to be talking about her, but things had finally started going better for me today because I went downstairs. There was free breakfast. The free breakfast had fruit. The pineapple tasted like it had some kind of really salted butter on it, which I'm sure it didn't, but it was really, really weird. And I was just like, pineapple tastes weirder in New York. And so I had that, and then the Cheerios, the Honey Nut Cheerios, had a bunch of plain Cheerios mixed with them. Like, it said Honey Nut Cheerios, and I was hoping for my favorite fix, and it was not Honey Nut Cheerios. Can I just entitle this video First World Problems? when your Cheerios are not what they're supposed to be. Like, I'm watching calories. I should be happy that there's less sugar on my Cheerios, but I was mad. I ate them anyway. And then I ate like half a Tupperware of, little Tupperware of like homemade cookies as well when I got back to the room because I was so hungry. But yeah, today was better. I found one of my favorite vintage TV shows on TV here on Freeform. So I watched a couple episodes of that, and that definitely got my my emotional state back up. And then Sarah and her dude let me hang out with them for a bit, and I took pictures of them, and I third wheeled and annoyed them, and that was fun. And then I went back up to the shopping center with my mom, and we just looked around, and I got myself some souvenirs. Actually, okay, the reason I could do this is because I'm in a little wheelie chair that came with the desk here. Okay, this is the first souvenir that I got, and I actually didn't get it at the shopping mall. I got it on the way over, and it's a rock that I found under a bridge between our hotel and his house because it's short enough to walk. And its name is Rochester because this is Rochester, New York, where we are. And yeah, stalkers, now you all know where to come and kill me. You might as well. I'm gonna have to drive 8 hours tomorrow. My mom says drive. It's technically ride because you're not driving because I don't technically have my license yet, and I can't drive outside the state of New Hampshire without permits, which I don't have. Anyway, I didn't really want to drive that long myself anyway. So yeah, this is Rochester. He's my new pet rock. He's my souvenir, my first souvenir, and he's a convenient shape. I'm gonna take him home and put him somewhere in my room. Maybe I'll write his name on him. Years ago, I had this. I want my chair to come back. This pet rock that I named Rocky, and I wrote Rocky on his back, like on the back of the rock. And the reason that I wanted to pretend it was a live pet rock was because it had these two little indents that looked like eyes, and it was awesome. Anyway, so I got some other stuff down there. I got this present from my friend. So I was actually gonna get him an animal for his birthday, but I found this one, and it's so awesome. It is a big owl. Like, he really likes wild animals, and this is perfect. And I'm gonna hug it for him till I give it to him. While I'm here and I need plush things to hug. And I know y'all are shaking your heads because you know about me and stuffed animals, because yes, I got myself a stuffed animal too. I did. And I have no regrets. I'm trying to I love Beanie Boos so much. They never had this one at home, so as soon as I saw it, I was just like, this is the one I'm getting. It's a baboon named Wasabi. And actually, the cool thing is, in New York, these things cost like $3 less than they did at home. Don't tell me, don't ask me why I've been pricing out Beanie Boos. It's because of my severe addiction. I promise I don't have that many, just like 4 or 5 at home. I don't know, whatever. First world problems. So, also, my carrots were too close to the element in the fridge and they froze. So, yeah. There's that. I'm trying to think if there's anything else right now. Probably not. Thank you for watching, listening to this. It turned out to be a lot less interesting than I thought it was going to be. Because I'm so tired, probably. I'm just kind of rambling and I'm not making stuff as funny as it could be. Although, everybody's probably still laughing at Occupado! Because I was for a while. It was actually pretty embarrassing. The look on that woman's face. And okay, well, anyway, I'm gonna sign off because this is probably longer than my channel will let me post anyway. And even with the Wi-Fi here, I don't want to be waiting for it to post forever. It's not always fast in here. It's not as fast as the last hotel I was in, but it's pretty good. So, farewell, Earthlings.